So this is an iPhone standby charging dock, and it costs $65, and it's sold by Maisie, who runs Cozy Lay Studios, which is an online design studio around making your workspace feel cozy and warm. But when you look at this 3D printed item, you'll realize that there is only a couple of dollars of filament inside of there and a few dollars for the charger itself. So how is she able to charge $65 for an item that only has a very low raw materials cost? We're going to talk about that in this video. Now, first of all, the first pass of this is actually incorrect of what the actual cost of this is. Yes, the raw materials cost maybe a few dollars. Maybe we'll say $10 just to make it even. So $10 for the charger and for the 3D printing. But then you also have the cost of the operation of the 3D printers itself. That is rent, that is electricity, that is labor inside of the area. These things do require labor. They can all have to be post-processed. They have to be reviewed. They have to be inspected. They have to be assembled. They have to be packaged up, and they have to be shipped. There are many other costs here that can add to the cost of this overall item. So let's say that's really exorbitant and it actually costs $30 to produce one of these and get it delivered to a customer. But now you have to look at the actual profitability of it. She has to make a living as well. And there is all the ancillary costs of overhead and accounting and taxes and so on and so forth. So if you are ever designing a product, you want to make sure that you are at least doubling the cost of the raw goods going into it, because that is just a healthy margin in order to have a growing business. So looking at that, the pricing really isn't that absurd. But if you want to say, oh, well, yes, it could all be made and delivered for $10. Okay, fine. Here's the reason it's really valuable. Branding. Now, branding, everybody looks at it and says, yeah, branding, you get a brand and you slap a logo on it. No. What Maisie has done, which is really, really exceptional, is she has told the story of the creation of these objects. She has said what they are for. She talks about who is making them, why they are made that way, and she invites people in to see all of that stuff. She shows the process of these parts being made. She makes sure that all of it is cohesive. The website matches the Instagram, matches the YouTube, matches her. She wears a sweater that matches the warm, cozy vibe that she's giving off, so that people connect with this item who are interested in this type of item. And then the entire story, the entire experience, the entire presentation, the entire brand reinforces what kind of a lifestyle a person imagines with that object. So then the cost of it is not that much. But again, you can also look at the brand in the context of the fact that it is for an iPhone. An iPhone costs $1,000. The charging device for the iPhone, in order to be comfortable, to be in your space, in order to feel great, costing $65 is not unreasonable. Now, there's several other things that Maisie does that are also really interesting. She does pre-orders, so she always knows how many she's going to sell, so she can produce them and she's never in a rush or a hurry. So again, her life remains cozy. And she has other ancillary upsells on the website, which can also add into the value that is created. Somebody buys the charger and then they buy a few cozy stickers. So there's a lot of ways of building this up. But really the thing to take away from what Maisie is doing with Cozy Lay Studios is how well she has created a brand around a single object that is very intentionally created, very intentionally explained to where people connect with her and why this thing exists. Most 3D printing people, this is completely foreign to them because they're engineers who do not appreciate style and art and identity and story. They think, here's an object, do you want to buy it? Which is the harshest way of looking at the world. Whereas Maisie is showing, I made this thing in order to make my life feel better, which sounds squishy, but is a really good way of creating an object that people can love, become endeared to, because as Warren Buffett says, people don't remember how much you charged, they remember how you made them feel. Have a great day, everybody.